Welcome everyone to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers, and tonight we're going to talk about more companies with their heads in the clouds and heads up their asses who think that they're doing something new and great. It's nice to have options. Blizzard thinks Avowed's new cross-buy feature is breaking down barriers. The only thing it's breaking down is brain cells for this, for these people, I have to say. So we, Avowed's coming out on the 18th. Right now we're recording this before the 18th. So by the time this may come out, it may have already been out. But Avowed will be out full release unless you bought the copy to get early access. As part of the lead up to this, Blizzard has released a small bit of news about Obsidian Entertainment's upcoming new game. Players will be able to switch between Avowed on their PC and their Xbox. So Avowed breaks down barriers with crossplay, which, that's the stupidest thing ever that they think they're doing this, because Microsoft has been doing this since they've had Game Pass. We can get a game on Game Pass, PC and Xbox and crossplay it, right? If I buy it on one, I can play it on the other. The list is very limited, but it's something that Microsoft has done. And now that Microsoft literally owns Blizzard, it would only make sense that I can play it from their launcher, play it on PC, Xbox, It only makes sense. So I don't understand how this is breaking any barriers. It comes from somebody who, like I said, got their head up their ass and hasn't been breathing normal air for a while. They're huffing their own brand, So it's nice to have options. With Avowed, we're introducing cross-buy to Battle.net, a feature that opens up more ways to play games in more places with a single purchase. This goes back to that whole everything's an Xbox and nothing's an Xbox, right? When you buy any edition of Avowed on either Battle.net or Xbox, you can then play the game on both platforms by linking your Xbox and Battle.net accounts. What about my damn Steam account? What if I want to do it on Steam? That's a no-no, obviously, right? Being able to play the game that you have paid for on different platforms may not sound very groundbreaking, because it's not. But surprisingly, it's not all that common for video games. It's not. But Microsoft has been doing it, and Microsoft owns all of these, so it just makes sense, right? To me, it does anyway. In games like Overwatch 2, players have been able to merge different accounts for various consoles, but you have to choose one as the main account and stick to that. And while other games like Call of Duty series are available to play on Battle.net, Avowed is the first game outside of Activision Blizzard that is available to play on the launcher since Microsoft acquired the publisher. So this is their groundbreaking. It's their first since Microsoft bought them. I'm pretty sure it's probably a Microsoft directive when they bought them. Like, hey, you're gonna do this. This is our game plan because it fits into everything's an Xbox and nothing's an Xbox. It says, but while this news is good for those people who happen to own an Xbox or PC, some players don't think it's as groundbreaking as Microsoft would lead us to believe, like us, right? And the comment up here, says, give me my Steam copy. Give my Steam copy an option to be played on Xbox, and then we can talk about broken barriers, which I would agree with them. One player says, someone else points out that this is a relatively simple step for Microsoft. PlayStation, Nintendo, and Steam don't have storefronts on other platforms. Microsoft can do this because they're sticking to the storefronts that they own, which I agree. If you basically said, I put this on everything, and if you buy it in one place, you can play it everywhere, that would be groundbreaking. But that would mean that Sony has to agree, Microsoft has to agree, Steam has to agree, Epic has to agree. Everybody has to agree that if I buy this in one place, I can play it on any storefront. And they're never going to do that, right? Because only one person is making money. And so, if you own all the storefronts and you own all the platforms, then of course you can do this. It's not groundbreaking. It's just business. It's a corporation saying, hey, we own all this, so we can afford to do this, right? But I said Microsoft has done this and has done this before, but it's not very common still. And I don't know, if they want to be more groundbreaking, it should be every game that we release that's on PC and console can do this from now on. But that's never been the case. So it's not groundbreaking. It's not anything. It's just you're all owned by Microsoft now, and you'll monkey dance for them is really what I'm hearing from this, So, to me, this is nothing big. The article even talks about back in 2016 was when Microsoft announced this Play Anywhere program. So when they trying to go back into focusing more on PC games and other stuff. So, like I said, I don't think this is groundbreaking. I don't think this is praiseworthy. I mean, it's praiseworthy in that it just makes sense to me. It's not praiseworthy. It's just like, yeah, it makes sense. If you want to try to create one giant ecosystem, you have to stop milking everybody and saying, well, if you want to play it on your Xbox and PC, we'll allow that, but only in the areas that we own. So, Nick, what do you think about this? Obviously, you're going to play it on Game Pass, but you can technically, while I did see cross buy and cross on that, I did not see cross save. Did they announce cross save? Because I didn't see if Avowed's going to support cross save.
I don't know. I mean, I would assume so. Usually, if it has cross play, it usually is cross save. But now for me, cross save is one I really like, especially like if I can play a game on my Xbox, hop on my PC, and continue right where I left off. That's usually included with the play anywhere type of stuff. But yeah, like that one player said, if I can buy a Steam copy and then play that copy on my Xbox, right?
Right, because I mean, Steam, you can link your Xbox and Steam accounts, so why can't I do it, right?
Right. That would be breaking barriers, because all you're really doing is introducing this to something you already own, right? They own Blizzard now. They own the Blizzard launcher, so it's like you can buy it in our other storefront and you can play on our Xbox. I'm like, well, I should. You own that company, so why wouldn't I be able to, right? I should have that ability. It's weird seeing Avowed in the Blizzard launcher, because typically, I mean, it was kind of weird when Call of Duty got added to the Blizzard launcher. So, Avowed being in there is kind of weird. I wonder if Microsoft's going to make the Blizzard launcher their main like launching platform.
Yeah, because I always thought of the Blizzard launcher as their like live service MMO launcher, right? Not like
it's all the Blizzard games, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
all the Blizzard specific games. It was.
I get.
Because they had StarCraft on there, and they had
but StarCraft is multiplayer, but they didn't have, like, for the longest time, they didn't have everything in there. I mean, there's more and more, but there wasn't like the older games. And
there is now, though.
Yeah, there is now. But maybe you're right. Maybe you're all right.
But now that, because then when Activision bought them, they put Call of Duty in it. And then now that Microsoft's bought them, they put Avowed in there, which is an Obsidian game, but that's also owned by Microsoft. So
one happy family, big happy family.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what other games are going to be. It could just be more of Microsoft owned games that are going to launch in there, right? Not like third party stuff and everything that'll still be on the Xbox marketplace. But as far as like anything that Microsoft owns, so you could see stuff in the future past Avowed that are going to be in the Blizzard.net launcher as well. But yeah, it's not breaking any sort of ground. Like that player pointed out, and like we pointed out, if I can buy this on my Xbox and play it on Steam or vice versa, that would be, or Epic or whatever, that would be breaking barriers. That'd be awesome, right? But to be able to buy a game on a platform owned by Microsoft on another platform owned by Microsoft is really not doing anything other than what they've been doing since they introduced Play Anywhere program back in 2016.
Breaking fictional barriers, right? Barriers that don't exist because you're all the same company.
You're all the same company. There's no barriers there. You just stuck the game on your, and you say, hey, if you own it here, as long as you link your accounts, right? You have to link your account there. But as you do that, then you can play our game on there. And Play Anywhere is cool. It is. I wish more companies did that. That's one thing I loved about Xbox is like I could buy a Play Anywhere game. I could buy it on my Xbox console, and then I could go over my PC and download it and play it there as well. And it cross save as well. So I could play the game, so that was awesome. Like I like that because sometimes I liked playing, sit down in my recliner and playing on my TV. And sometimes I would like to sit over on my computer and play a game, which I've been doing mainly pretty much 100% anymore. But before I would do that. And so I could go back and forth and play the same game, play my save file. And that was really cool. And I wish more developers, PlayStation and Nintendo and stuff like that Nintendo games aren't on anything else, but I'd like to see Sony at least introduce something like that. Like if I own, which I do, God of War Ragnarok, I should be able to download God of War Ragnarok on my PC and play it as well, right? It's on there too. So I shouldn't have to buy it again, right? Same with Helldivers. We bought Helldivers again on PC because we wanted to play it over there. but we already owned it on PlayStation. So
yeah, I should have been able to use my linked account because you have to link my PlayStation account. My PlayStation account's linked to my Steam account. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what this attaboy's for that they gave themselves. Hey guys, we're doing a good job.
A self pat on the back.
Yeah, they're like, look what we did. We're breaking barriers, non-existent barriers down between companies. Oh, don't tell anybody we're the same company. Shh,
they had a pizza party afterward.
Yeah, they all had a pizza party and said we broke down this barrier between us and Microsoft, and we're gonna put this Microsoft game on our launcher now. This Obsidian game that's owned by Microsoft because Daddy Phil said we had to. Not out of the kindness of our heart or anything, but So yeah, I don't know what this attaboy's for from them. I don't know what barriers they think they're breaking down. Maybe they're breaking down the silo barriers in their own company. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Phil just walked in the door and said, "You're going on Steam. You're going on the you're going on the Blizzard launcher." So. And then when somebody said, "Hey, what about Steam?" He said, "Shh, we don't mention that here."
that's a sin.
Yeah, we actually speak that has no name. So I don't know. I think this is I find this article humorous. I'd like to know what barriers I think they're breaking down. So
yeah, they'll convince somebody. I'm sure
they convince their shareholders and themselves.
That's right.
That's all that matters. They convince themselves.
All that matters.
Hey guys, we did a good thing together. Round of applause for everybody. I can imagine the corporate meeting now. Everybody pat yourself on the back for breaking down these barriers.
Yeah, bonus to the CEO.
Yep, CEO gets a bonus, and you guys get a pizza party. And it's one slice per person. That's
one slice. You want an extra slice, you got to pay.
Yeah,
it comes out of your check.
You got to get your own pizza.
It comes out of your check, extra slices.
Yeah, and we brought ice cream, but that's pay. That's not free. So, I don't know. It's a attaboy for no reason to themselves. But I don't know. I'm laughing at this article because I'm like, what barrier are you breaking down? Did you talk to Steam? Did you talk to Epic? I know Phil's been talking to Nintendo because they're supposed to be getting the Xbox app, or whatever, on their console for the Switch 2, supposedly. So, which for streaming games. So, Microsoft's been a busy body here lately, trying to get everything set up and everything turned into an Xbox. It's not an Xbox. So, it's more ploys. More ways to get their name out there, because I think Avowed has probably cost them a pretty penny to develop. So I just think they're doing anything and everything they can to get the Avowed name out there to get people to jump in and play.
Yeah, I think they're really marketing the crap out of it, and the reviews have been pretty well that I've seen. There are a few that have a little lower than I expected, but most of them have been pretty high. So, seems like it'll turn out to be a pretty good game for Obsidian. Which I like Obsidian games.
Yeah.
They usually make some really good titles. So they're not always the non-buggiest games, right, but they usually do make a really competent, they make a good game, but it does have some jank. But
yeah, they'll take them a little bit to work it out, but it'll
yeah,
be worked out. So, let us know what you think down in the comments. Is this a well-deserved attaboy, or is this just more of a marketing ploy, a marketing speech of breaking down invisible barriers that never existed in the first place? They're miming themselves. They're in the box, but there's not really a box there, So they fired the mime because they're out of the box now. So let us know what you think down in the comments. And you reached the end of this episode. If you're not subscribed, why not help us out? Subscribe to our channel. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. What topics, let us know what you think about this topic. And if there's topics you'd like us to cover, we're more than willing to chat about that stuff, we got a plethora of older videos and random stuff. We used to do a lot of op-ed pieces, but now we just mostly focus on the news and stuff like that around gaming world. So let us know what you think. Let us know what you got in the comments. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope to catch you in the next one.